Hello, party people. Welcome to a not so late edition of Panic Uncracked. I'm your host, Chris Panic. Uh, Wish I had a little bit more time to do this sooner, but hey, it just took a little bit, but they're finally here. Boom. Look at this. Holy smokes. Holy smokes. That new Marvel set has finally arrived. Look at these team ups. Daredevil and Black Widow, Punisher and Daredevil, Ghost Rider and Daredevil, Wolverine and Daredevil, Cal Ripken Jr. Okay, so there's baseball cards in here too. Carnage. Look at all this stuff. Spirits of Venom. Look at all these cards. I can't believe they did this. Oh yeah, the Spider-Man set. I should have showed some of these cards off when I opened the Spider-Man box. Mark Bagley art. Probably one of my favorite card sets. Look at that. Spider-Man and Captain America? Oh my god. These are going to be OP for Commander. You can already tell. Spider-Man and Black Cat. What else we got? Ooh, old ones. Spider-Man and Human Torch. Look at all this crap, man. I almost want to keep going through this box because this is kind of fun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, the classic. The classic. What the heck is this? Okay. I haven't opened this box in a long time, so I'm just having a lot of fun here. The Jungle Book. Look at that. Look at that. Kid Kazine. Oh, my God. 1997. Oh, my God. I am dating myself. Hey, check out this shiny Wolverine medal. Maybe I should look and see if there's something to these cards these days, because I don't know. I should save this for when I did the Ninja Turtles stuff, but oh my god. Organized too, or was at one point, then I moved a bunch of times and blah, blah, blah. Insecticide. Get it? Oh my god. Was this on a magic card? Who knows? This is... Oh wow. Wait. The Brooklyn Brawler? Rip. Rip. Hey, Hercules. Look at this. Oh, Miss Elizabeth. Rip. Oh, wait, one more. Sorry. This is not how I intended this video to go. The Superpowers, Macho Man, and the Hulkster. Oh my god. Basilisk. Just some random cards here. Hey, we got a DC card in here too. All right, so... This is not supposed to be me going through these Marvel cards and going, oh my god. I have wanted to open up some Marvel Universe sets on this stream, but did not get around to it. Oh, and I called it a stream. If you did not know, this is live, uncut, unhinged, uncensored, unscripted, no takebacks. This is just what it is. Also, I got this thing. Oh, I was going to try to show off my comic collection. Maybe I should save this for when the X-Men set comes out. Look at that ring camera reflection there. All right. Time to stop being so silly. You came here not to look at Marvel cards. You came to look at Marvel cards. I do this on purpose, I swear. It just comes to me. I don't script this, I swear to God. All right, so Marvel Superheroes, the latest edition of Magic's crossover with Marvel. Spider-Man set. It was all right. I was a huge Spider-Man fan. You could see a bunch of those cards there. I related to Peter Parker because I'm one of those nerdy guys, But I also love the X-Men and whatever. And I was, I'm excited about this set. It's got a little bit of delays going. I'm still waiting for my Commander decks to show up in the mail and my bundle. But I did score one of these. Thank you, Xander's, my local game store, who, as long as I pre-order in time, they pull through. And I cracked the packs from the store for everybody to watch to see if it's even worth it to crack one of these, which, secret, usually not. I tend to lose money, but I do that so you don't have to. You can just watch me just open cards. Maybe one of these days I'll do the rip and ship, or not rip and ship, that when you cut the cards in half, like just take the packs, toss a machete down. Yeah, no, I'm not really gonna do that. Okay, so the Marvel set here, we're going to just start getting into this because I'm already burning enough time. So this is what we watch. This box, I don't know, about what, $500 or something? And now it's $450, stretched plastic. Oh my god. I am so good at this. I should get a special razor blade or something branded with my logo. Now it's worth a lot less. All right, so I'm excited about this set. I thought about multiple ways I can run this video. You know, talking about comic books, showing off my collection, talking about the comic stories and whatnot. I mean, we have sagas in this set that are reflective of a lot of comic series, comic events. Like, I mean, so what I've noticed is this seems to be your general Marvel set. Avengers, some random like popular characters like Storm, Wolverine, but there's no X-Men. So we know there's going to be an X-Men set coming eventually. There's no Guardians of the Galaxy because Rocket Raccoon's my spirit animal, and I do want him as my commander, even though I'm afraid he's going to be printed. I would like to see him in Tamer or something, or is it? But I have a feeling he's going to end up like probably like monocolored. But yeah, enough said. Yeah, get it. All right, so let's get to the pack crack in here and see what we get out of these. Don't expect a ton of value. I did manage to sell a King T'Challa for a pretty decent price. Everybody was selling it really high. I sold it a little lower because I know how things roll. But of course, as you know, like I crack these for video, for fun, just for the lulz. I do sell cards on the side, and I try to make some of my money back. Most of the time it works. Lorwyn, you just did not pull through. All right, let's get to these packs, and I'm going to tell some Marvel stories as we're going through here. Part of the reason this is unscripted, unhinged, and all that is because once I crack these packs, there's no takebacks. I can't edit this. I don't do any post-processing. I don't pitch for likes and subscribes, no Patreons. Just my only hands. That's all you get. All right, so going through the packs here. Pet Avengers, the Kingpin's Enforcers, Hawkeye's Bow, already known because invented combos with that. Kid Loki, made popular from the Loki TV series, but also was a character in the comics. White Widow, I'm not going to get her name right. But yeah, she's got a card. The Free Agent. This is the one thing I think is weird about this Marvel set. This is a direct reprint from the Spider-Man set. I mean, it's cool and all, but it's also, I don't know. It just seems off. Whatever. Deadly Dispute with, is that Tombstone? Yeah, in Anaconda. The White Tiger. Oh my God. If you've seen Daredevil Born Again, was it season 1 or season 2? I don't know this character that well, but they did him a little dirty, you know. Like, it wasn't so bad, but it was just like, hey, he's in for a couple episodes and boom, he's dead. All right, White Tiger. All right, Land, special one here. The Avengers Tower. Blah, blah, blah. With Valkyrie, and I can't remember. I can't tell who that is right there. I should know more, but I'm old man here. My memory is kind of shot. Just kidding. I'm perfectly fine. All right. Behind this forest, which is conveniently located probably in Central Park, because that's where most of our Marvel cards come from, or Marvel stuff. Arc Reactor, not a bad one. Not a bad hit at all. All right. So let's keep going here. She-Hulk. The Wall Breaker, the Winter Soldier with the borderless comic treatment. Already kind of a little lightly played there. I see some marks, but whatever. Winter Soldier, good old Bucky Barnes. Monstrous Rage. This is the face of Standard players for a couple years with this card legal. Woo! And it's a foil one too. And Scientist Supreme of AIM. Yeah, whatever. So what's really funny to me about Marvel and the Soldier token with the villains, I like this villain token. It's kind of cool. What I find really funny about Marvel is, and when we get, I'll probably tell more of the story, but there's so many characters that were, you know, for me as a kid in the 90s, it was just like, man, Captain America, those are my dad's heroes. Thor, the Avengers are so cheesy. I want Spider-Man and X-Men, you know, and then of course through the 90s, or not the 90s, but like as time went on, we eventually start getting the movies. Marvel was broke. They started selling their rights to the movies for Spider-Man with Sony, X-Men, Fantastic Four to Fox. Those were the only characters people really cared about. You know, and like the Avengers and everything else, like it was just old-timey stuff. Like nobody cared. And then I remember going to see, okay, so I love this first Spider-Man movie. The second one was also great. Spider-Man 3, let's not get started there. X-Men 1 was all right. X-Men 2 was a bit better, but X3, oh my god, that was one of the last midnight releases for a movie I ever went to, because, whoo, if you know, you know. But yeah, like, then the first Iron Man movie came out, and it's from there. All right, let's keep going here. Serpent Specialist, Blazing Crescendo, with Captain Marvel here, Hydraulic Helper, Training Regimen, U.S. Agent, John Walker. Oh, man, like, what show is it? The Falcon and the Winter Soldier. They did pretty decent with this character in the MCU. Shock, yet another Spider-Man reprint. Common Crook, yet another Spider-Man reprint. You know what? We're going to do a counter for this with a Ninja Turtle die, because I don't know where my Spider-Man dice are at. Whatever. All right, Common Crook, Villainous Syndication. Ooh, nice comic art. I mean, some of this stuff's going to be cool to me, like the comic art. I don't know some of the newer comic artists. I know some of them. I used to read a lot of comics, kind of got really big during Maximum Carnage into the Spider-Clone Saga. Onslaught I was enjoying, and then, you know, I was reading books through there after the post-Onslaught, and then stopped for a while, but the Civil War series brought me back. Blah, blah, blah. Ooh. This is kind of a cool card, this plan here. I like this. Actually, I'm going to set this aside. This is going to go in one of my decks. I'll figure something out. All right, Mr. Fantastic, Reed Richards. Of course, he has reach. And then we have an island, which is not located in Central Park. Maybe, I don't know where it's supposed to be set at. Who cares? Behind the island, the ruinous Wrecking Crew, followed by Canopy Vista, which is Wakanda. Ooh, the Scarlet Witch with some comic art. Not bad. Okay, I looked at some of the spoilers and everything, but she reduces instant sorceries with mana value 4 or greater by X, so by default 2. Let's keep going here. All right, that's kind of cool. Fight to the death, nice with Elektra and Bullseye. Destroy all blocking creatures and all block creatures. Ooh. Hidden Lair. Okay, still at 3 for the count there. All right, so nice Dimir land here. And behind there we got an Angel token with an Elephant token. Okay, cool. Let's keep moving here. Let's move down the list. There's not going to be much room for this dice here. But let's see if the Spider-Man reprints go over 20. It's very possible. I mean, we had 2 in one pack, so. Okay. Next pack. Let's go. Super Suit with Janet Van Dyne. Machinist's Automation. Visions of Villainy with Thanos. Hulkling, the Burgeoning Bruiser. Crossbones, the Malicious Mercenary. Only triggers once per turn. That's still not a bad ability. Black Tom Cassidy. Remember him a little bit, but it's kind of escaping my brain from right now. Extremis Elite. Looks like a bit from MCU, but I know it was in the comics too. The Unlucky Witness. Uh-oh. Okay, cool. Not bad. Blazing Crescendo. Blah, blah, blah. Nice art here. With, is it Whiplash, I believe? And Scarlet Witch. I might have this wrong. Let me know if I did. I'm not perfect here. There's no takebacks. What you see is what you get here. All right. Planes and Avengers Tower. You have Shang-Chi, the Martial Mentor. We have yet another land. The Scattered Groves. This also looks like Wakanda. So I'm at 2 of 2 for Wakandan lands. And then first saga that we've opened. The Coming of Galactus, which obviously classic story in the comics. My first experience with the Fantastic Four was actually... okay, so Doctor Doom, I think I had an action figure when I was a kid playing with it at my grandpa's house. But the 1960s cartoon, I loved it. I absolutely loved it. And I eventually developed a fascination with Doctor Doom for many reasons. I'll probably talk about him if we open up a Doctor Doom card. But the Coming of a Galactus was... Obviously, it was in the Fantastic Four First Steps, but it was a big comic storyline. You know, a lot of things came from that. All right, where did we leave off? Because I'm losing track already. Simulacrum synthesizer. I think that's the first time I said this right. Or maybe it's the sad robot that I keep spelling wrong. It's not bad, though. The original Iron Man art with Jack Kirby. Oh, my God. This one. Woo! All right, we got a hit, everybody. Hold on. Where did I put them? Where are my sleeves? Oh, God. I'm gonna totally mess up my setup here. Watch me just knock over everything and just get super mad and salty. I have dropped my camera once, and nobody has seen my face, and I'm going to keep it that way. You cannot know my secret identity. See what I did there? All right, time to stop. All right, King T'Challa, not bad. This is a pretty good hit. I mentioned I sold one of these already, and it was not this version. This version, I think, was the rarer one. It's Jack Kirby art. It's not a bad card either. Like, you could threaten, like, with him in the command zone, if somebody's about to draw a second card, flash him in. I do love this. It is kind of cool. All right, that's taking me back. It's too bad this card's not 35 cents, right? Am I right? Hey, and the Coming of Galactus art card. I'm getting up again. Don't worry, you can't see nothing. Nothing bad to see. I just have a feeling I'm going to need some more of these things. If you know, you know. Top loaders. Very quintessential for decks. Okay, no Spider-Man cards so far. Since the first couple. And I think, what, 3 packs in? All right, let's get to pack 4. Let's roll. Can you tell my excitement, everybody? Actually, it is kind of... Between me going through those cards and opening these and telling the stories, it is bringing out more of the inner geek in me. I can't tell if I was a bigger geek for Marvel, Spider-Man, X-Men, blah, 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 or Final Fantasy, you know. Final Fantasy holds in everybody's hearts, though. Those soundtracks. All right, Super Speed, Stark Industries, Hero in Training, Khazar of the Savage Land, Photon Blast Barrage, Milanier's Might. All right, Spider-Man reprint. Venom, Evil Unleashed. Spider-Man count up to 4. Timeline Inquiry. Madame Hydra. And then after that we have a mountain, which is basically Stark's mansion. Behind the mountain, we have Immortus, the Master of Eternity. It's kind of crazy what happened with the MCU and Kang. Kang. Like, he was supposed to be the next big bad, and dude, oh my god, that guy, he messed up so bad, and now no Kang. Monologue Tax, Captain America, The Wings of Freedom, Seize the Day. Oh boy, all right, that's kind of cool. Marvel Tales featuring Thanos, the Mad Titan. Mordu colors, but basically all 5 colors. He can destroy each creature with mana value of the chosen quantity. Blah, blah, blah. You all get it. All right, just single-sided, but that's... I don't know. I haven't looked at all the cards, but I do know this is probably one of the valuable collectible ones. I do have to start trying to make some of my money back, because if I go bankrupt, then you can't watch me open any more cards. You'll just see me sorting through my Marvel stuff, and yeah, it's not gonna be cool. Hey, what is the Iceman and Firestar? Spider-Man and his amazing friends, or super friends, whatever they called it. This was actually a cartoon back, I think, 80s, 70s, 80s? Somewhere around there, but yeah. Quite an interesting cartoon. It was cool, and it's neat that they picked that for some of the art, because, yeah. All right, let's keep going here. Let's keep this train rolling. Hey! All right, spoiler alert. There's a Council of Reeds. Is this an emblem? Oh my god. Okay, so that's an actual card. Surveillance Room with Nick Fury. Decoy Ploy. Yeah, and like Doctor Doom. Like, greatest villain in the Marvel universe. My opinion, but a lot of people's opinions. But I mean, look at that. You know, that just when they thought they got him, it was a Doombot. It was a decoy. Cruel Alliance, Political Triumph, Mr. Hyde, Shipwreck Patrol, Mob Lookout, Spider-Man count up by 1, the Savage Lands. So we had the Khazar card in there, but if you didn't know, the Savage Lands, ooh, and it's Jund, so this is going to go in a deck, actually. Savage Lands, where dinosaurs lived, Sauron, which we might encounter here. The X-Men went there a couple times. Heck, I remember the Sega Genesis game. That was like, what, the first level in the Savage Lands? All right, take up the shield and a swamp. What are they trying to say? They're trying to say New York's a little swampy here? What the heck is this? All right. Rakdos, Dark Fortress from Baron Zemo. Hey, double land, Sunken Hollow. Moon Girl and Devil Dinosaur. If you play Marvel Rivals, you kind of know about the Devil Dinosaur when it came out. But yeah. Oh, this is not bad. This is a good one. War Leader's Call. This is getting sleeved. Obviously a good card, but it's also pretty decent art too. Looking at all the characters here, you got, let's see, Thor. I can't remember who that character is with the stretchy arms. I should remember this. There's Giant Man, Iron Man, Beast, the Polaris, Hawkeye, Sandman. You know, it's interesting to think, like, some of y'all don't know how many characters actually ended up in the Avengers. Quite a few. Super Skrull at the end, and then a wall, and oh, okay, so it's a token. It's an interesting token. The Council reads. All right, we'll set that aside. That's kind of neat. Super Skrull, I don't think has got much value to it. War Leader's Call, maybe not, but I'm still going to sleeve it up because it is a strong card. I played in a couple decks. So we'll set that somewhere. We'll set it there. You can't see it because of the stupid ring light. A friend of mine tried to help me out with that, but I rejected his offer. Not that I wanted to be mean, but it was just more like, I'm okay with how things are rolling here. But I typically don't have so many cards sleeved and all that stuff. Okay, let's gently get these out of here. Imagine be like fucking $1,000, pardon my French, $1,000 card in here, and I just dinged it on the top. Shield Spy Kit, Kunlun Warrior, Repulsor Blast, Shuri, the Wakandan Inventor, Titania, the Rugged Rumbler, Commune with Dinosaurs, TVA Bureaucrat, Shi'ar Soldier, which is interesting, the part of the X-Men universe. I'm surprised there's one of these cards in here. I can't remember the name of their leader, but she's definitely important. Another Spider-Man card, but this one I do not believe was in the Spider-Man set. And then we have a Swamp, which is, it's kind of cool. I mean, it's a sewer. It's swampy. All right. Behind there, we have Baron Helmut Zemo. Let's move these down. Zuri, Warrior of Wakanda. Monica Rambeau. Steely Resolve with the OG Shang-Chi. Oh, okay, I don't know what this one's at, but that's cool. Wolverine Fierce Fighter. Doesn't have a back to it, but it's fine. You're getting sleeved. You are getting sleeved. Let's do very gently. I take care of my cards, everybody. And boom, there we go. We'll set him aside with what I call the hits. The Billboard top hits. All right. Getting through here more. I'm having a lot of fun with this. I think I might do another box opening of Marvel. Hopefully the price tanks and blah, blah, but then it wouldn't be so fun. Remember when I did Final Fantasy and I used scissors? I think I might have to do that again. Noob alert. Noob alert. Somebody does not know how to open cards, or I'm just being a little too cautious here. Don't want to ding these edges. There we go. Woo! All right. Let's keep moving. Tricksters, Stratagem, Hulk Smash, the Raft Security Officer, the Invisible Woman, Sue Storm, Punishing Punch, Ultimate Alliance. Oh, and then it's Doom getting his butt kicked by She-Hulk. Terramorphic Expanse, Terrific Team Up. Not in the Marvel set, I believe, or not in the Spider-Man set. Quarto. Red Hulk, not bad at all. They got him in the movie too. And an Island. And I don't know who the character is, so I'm just gonna move on. Oh, okay, cool. That's a good hit. I like that. Tony Stark, I don't know if there's value to it, but I mean, it's Iron Man, so that's one thing. So, okay, so so Iron Man came out in what, 2008 or something? I can't remember the exact year. And it was just interesting because, you know, Spider-Man, X-Men, the most popular Marvel characters, and then Fantastic Four was somewhat popular. But Marvel, you know, like, they were trying to make movies, but all they had the rights to were the Avengers. And at the time, like, you know, as I was mentioned before, but nobody cared. Nobody liked the Avengers. They were boring. They were your dad's heroes or your grandpa's heroes. You know, it was just like, who cares? You know, cheesy Iron Man, like Captain America, just super cheesy. But like, you could get Iron Man comics so cheap because nobody cared. They even tried to make a cartoon up for him in the 90s, you know, after the success of the X-Men and Spider-Man cartoons. Fantastic Four had a reboot in the 90s too, and it wasn't bad. Iron Man, it was whatever, but still nobody cared. But then that movie came out, and, you know, props Robert Downey Jr., he definitely had an impact on that. But that movie came out, and I've seen kids, like, with Iron Man t-shirts, wallpapers, using them for their profile pics, and it's like, wow, what the hell happened to the point where people care about Iron Man now? But hey, whatever. You know, it panned out. I remember when the MCU came out, and I was just like, Iron Man was good. I went and seen that, but then they were doing everything else, and I was like, oh, they're building up for the Avengers. The Avengers are boring. Who cares? Because I was that guy. And, you know, I just didn't care. And then a buddy of mine was telling me, he's like, dude, you got to see these movies. Like, you're a comic nerd. They're really good. And I was telling him, like, dude, like, who wants to go see a Captain America movie? And he was telling me, he's like, dude, they make you care about the characters that you normally wouldn't care about. Like, and I was just like, whatever. And fast forward, and then Guardians of the Galaxy came out, and I finally went to go see some movies, or went to go see it. And then, you know, of course, the Power Stone was revealed there, and then it just dawned on me. I was like, oh, that's where they're going with all this. And then from there, I had to, like, finally just start watching them all. I was like, oh my God, okay. So there's a lot to catch up on, a lot to figure out. They're trying to build up to the Infinity Stones and Thanos? No way. And that's exactly what they were doing, and I was just hooked. I watched the Captain America movie, like Chris Evans in his portrayal. Everything that was done with that movie, it was like Captain America was the cheesiest hero in the world. He was your grandpa's World War II hero. And they played it off in the movies so well. Like, they made you care. It was interesting, you know, and all the other movies. It was amazing. So props to them. Oh, all right, we'll get to the... I'm losing it, everybody. Okay. Forgot to finish going through that one. Storm, Queen of Wakanda. Castle Doom. Storm, Force... Holy shoot, dude. Okay, with, you know, classic Punk Storm art and the Broken Storm card from the Secret Lair. Holy smokes. Yes, this card is broken. And the Mole Man, the Moloid Master. And it's kind of cool. You can play lands from your graveyard. When you landfall, you get a minion. I think I can fit that in a deck or two. All right, I think that Storm needs to be sleeved, actually. I don't know what the value is of it, but I don't want to take a chance. I know it's a really good card. She gives instant sorcery spells Storm. I mean, come on. It fits her name. Enough said. You see what I'm doing there. I know you know it. All right, what's on this arts card? Oh, it's just a Hulk. Okay, cool, whatever. Frozen in Ice. You know, obviously what happened to Captain America in the MCU. Lightning Strike with Thor, makes sense. Giant Growth with Giant Man. Misty Knight, the hero for hire. Swordsman, Sharp Scoundrel. 6. Not for the Sinister 6, but Spider-Man Count 6. Doc Ock reprint. Spider-Rex Daring Dino. It's going to 7. Daughter of the Deep. Baron Strucker. And then the Planes at Avengers Campus. Nico Minoru, the Runaway, from the Runaways. Interesting random character for a card. It's a cool ability, actually. Loki Scepter. The Ruinous Wrecking Crew. Borderless. Ooh. Ooh. Foil. Captain America, the First Avenger. The card that made Excalibur Spike and other equipment cards. And then Kang the Conqueror. I think he's well forgotten at this point. That Captain America card is going into a sleeve. Because this was one of the Secret Lair cards, I believe. And now it's officially printed in a set. Alright, we're getting through these cards pretty fast. I'm already opening things, not with the pull tab, but just opening them. We Say Thee Nay. Vision of Love. Yeah, sack an artifact or discard a card. Okay, options. Asgardian Citadel. Thirst for Knowledge. The Watcher. Red Guardian. The Super Soldier. Voltaic Whip. Doc Ock's Henchman. That is an 8. It just seems weird. Like, some of these cards are so random for the reprint. The Origin of Black Widow. The Thing. Ben Grimm. And then a mountain, which is really not a mountain, just some skyscrapers. Behind there, Avengers Under Siege. Wakandan Panther, aka the Fleecemane Lion. Oh, I remember the Fleecemane from Theros. Iron Man Futurist Paragon. Oh, the Fantastic Four #1 art on this concerted effort. Kind of cool. The Mighty Thor, Jane Foster. And a soldier token with a villain token. All right, let's keep this churning. Oh my god. I'm actually enjoying opening these cards. Can't speak for the commons, uncommons. I didn't have time to do pre-release. I'm like just really busy. So much, you know, being an adult sucks. Sucks really bad. All right, what do we got? I see a Doombot token, but I got to get this pack the rest of the way open. Dude, come on. Here. Crowd of True Believers, enough said. D-Power. Brave Brawler. Death to Our Enemies. Rick Jones, the Destined Sidekick. Crossover Collaboration. Masked Meower. Spider-Man Count to 9. X-23, Deadly Weapon. Okay, that's kind of cool. When a mutant enters, put a 1/1 counter on that creature and 1 on her. All right, not bad. Avengers Tower, yet another. And then the Forest, located in Wakanda. We got another Mole Man, Moloid Master. Skybreaker, Sword of the Bashenga, aka Sword of the Animus. Absorbing Man, which he's got a lot of utility for, you know, a random character. He was in Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., the TV show, if anybody watched that. Escape to the Wilds. And a foil extended art Iron Man armor. All right, 2 more packs left. Let's just get this done with. Let's get this done with, everybody. All right, not messing with that pull tab no more. Let's just do it old school. All right, there's some Thor art there. Shield Deployment Drone, Super Strength, AIM Labs, the Baxter Building. You know, there was an Easter egg in the first Spider-Man game for PS1. Mockingbird, Ace Agent. Infinity Formula. Think Twice. Kind of cool art, actually, with the Kang setup there. Oh, dude, I love this. I love this so much. Dark Ritual with Doctor Doom. I need to get a couple of these. Oh my god. Hulk Smash, and then a Forest. Dark Ritual at uncommon too. That's neat. All right, so we got the Vision, the good old classic Chaos Warp, Agent Phil Coulson. Wish he got back into Captain Marvel, but I really wish like Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. became canon, but whatever. I'm not going to go into that. Path to Exile with Captain America and a foil borderless Scarlet Witch. I think I will sleeve that one too, but for now, let's finish this off, everybody. The last pack contains the AIM Scientists, Helicarrier Strike, Hydra Infiltration, Team Tactics. Oh my god, yeah. Ant-Man on Hawkeye's Arrow. Yeah. Villainous Hideout, Contract Hero, Big Score, The Origin of Captain America, Spider-Man to the Rescue, and Behind the Plains, we got Mr. Immortal, Medusa, the Inhuman Queen. I feel like she could have been more than just green, but whatever. The Kingpin of Crime, yet another War Leader's Call, and Ares, the God of War. All right. Not bad. Definitely some good hits. Some good nostalgia, too. Thanks for everybody if you watched, for looking at me as I was going through this whole box of my Marvel Universe cards and whatever else I had. I am pretty stoked on this set. I don't even know what else to say, really, because enough said. I'm going to wear that out, so I should just stop here. All right, for everybody who watched, thank you for watching. Till next time. Yeah, I couldn't think of a good catchphrase to close this on. Thank you.